What up? It's your girl, DJ Reese, and I have a very special person on the line. You may know her as Lavender from the movie Matilda, but now she's doing more awesome things. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, producer, and actress. My girl, Kiami Davael. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I am good. No complaints here. I am blessed.
Oh, that's awesome right there. When you're talking about you're blessed, man, that's good.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm blessed as well and happy that you're on my show today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So we're about to jump right in. So let's start from the beginning now. You're from Kentucky, but your parents ended up moving you to LA to start a career in the entertainment industry. Did your parents have a plan before you were born to be a child actor, or was it solely something that they decided after you developed your personality as a child?
Well, actually, you know what? This is kind of something that I just knew from an early age that I was supposed to be doing. I started out basically watching like Whitney Houston concerts, because Whitney Houston was my girl. So, yes, ma'am. So I would watch her concerts like religiously, and I just kind of fell into like, I know that I'm supposed to be, you know, an entertainer. I'm supposed to sing. I'm supposed to act. And then especially when The Bodyguard came out, I was like, oh, yeah, this is it. This is definitely it. So that's kind of basically how it happened. I knew from an early age that was my passion. And, you know, I was fortunate enough and blessed enough, you know, to have a really strong foundation and a really strong support system that, you know, pretty much sacrificed everything so that, you know, I could live my purpose. So.
Right. That is awesome. So it's pretty much a divine calling. Like, a lot of kids don't know at an early age, like, hey, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Like, that's dope.
I did, and I've never wanted to do anything else. Like, I just know that there's nothing else for me. I would be miserable otherwise, so.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're doing what you love, and as I am, too, so.
Yes, ma'am, that's what I'm talking about.
So, everyone says that you started the movie Matilda. However, you broke into the industry as a model. Can you tell our listeners how that came about?
Sure. Actually, as you said, I was born in Kentucky, and I started out with a modeling agency called Images Modeling Talent, which is located in Lexington, Kentucky. And so I'm not 100% sure exactly how my mom met the director of that agency, but long story short, I ended up starting with her, and I traveled to New York as well as Los Angeles for modeling conventions. And so once I actually came out to Los Angeles, I met my previous manager and pretty much signed with him on the spot, and got back to Kentucky, and pretty much within like 3 to 4 months moved out to LA. So that's basically how it happened.
Man, that's how history began.
Damn.
Now, after you were a model, you were in some videos, some music videos. Can you tell our listeners about the cameos that you made?
Sure. Actually, my very first job ever was a music video with Phil Perry, and the song was called One Touch. And then I also was in a music video with Wyclef Jean, and that was actually called How Come, and that's on the Bulworth soundtrack. I don't know if y'all remember that movie, Bulworth. That's one of my favorite movies, actually.
I gotta go check that out after we finish talking.
yes, it's a dope movie. It's kind of an older movie, but it is really dope.
Okay.
So that was actually on the soundtrack, so I was in that music video as well. So those are always super fun.
Wyclef is cool, man. How was he?
Yeah. Oh, no, he is so much fun. And, of course, you know, I was a kid, so, you know, we interact on a bit of a different level because, you know, I'm a child at that time. But, I mean, he was super nice to me. We had a ball. He's got an amazing sense of humor. I do remember that. He was cracking jokes all the time. So, yeah, it was definitely fun times and a good learning experience, I can say for sure.
That's cool. Now for the movie Matilda, like, that was iconic. It's probably in every 90s baby's top 5 favorite movie of all time.
Aww.
At least it's in mine.
Thank you.
So how old were you when you got that role? And you're welcome.
I was actually, I was 8 when I actually landed the role, and when we were filming, I actually turned 9 on set.
Did you have your birthday party on set?
We did.
Oh, so
yes,
cute.
we did. It was super fun, and it was a surprise. So of course, I knew, obviously that was my birthday, but I didn't expect people, to kind of do it big like that. I mean, it was like whole cast and crew and cake.
Wow.
I mean, it was great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you have chocolate cake?
Yes, and we had a ball. I was like, just don't bring me chocolate. That's it. Just don't bring me chocolate.
Cool. Now, do you remember how you felt after finding out that you were casted for the character Lavender?
I do. I mean, I was absolutely ecstatic, especially because, and I tell everybody because that role actually wasn't meant for someone who looked like me.
Okay.
Yeah, that role was actually designed initially for, a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl with little pigtails, and that was what that role was originally meant to look like. So not only, is this like my first major film, but it's also kind of like a barrier that was able to be broken as well. And at the time, I was old enough to understand that. So that was even more, I guess, to put the icing on the cake, if you will.
Right.
Because I'm like, not only, am I able to definitely do what I love, but I'm allowed to have a representation. I'm allowed for other young Black girls to look at me and see themselves in me.
Right.
So it was kind of a heavy load, but at the same time, it was a badge that I wore with honor. So, I was definitely excited. I was excited for the learning experience. I was just excited to do what it is that I love to do. So it never really felt like work, So.
Okay, cool. Now, do you still talk to any of the cast members?
I do. I do talk to them on occasions. I actually, I talk to Mara a lot. She's kind of like I call her my sister from another mother.
Aww.
So, so we still talk every now and then and, check on each other and make sure everybody's, hanging in there and seeing how, everybody's progressing and what's going on and make sure that we're able to support each other. So.
Okay. That's dope. Now, I got a cool question to ask you.
Yes.
What life lessons did you learn from either watching Matilda or your character Lavender?
Man, I would say probably one of the biggest lessons that I learned just from playing, the character and just the interaction is that honestly and truly, friendship, true support, true love knows no color. I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned. And then, just being able to, outside of like the character dynamics themselves, just in the scope of actually working at such a young age, about the professionalism, that was definitely something that I wasn't new to, but it was on a bigger scale, of course, this time around. So, learning how to still be able to be a kid, but having to remain professional because at the same time, this is my job.
Right.
So having to find that balance between the two. So I would say those are probably the biggest takeaways.
Okay. Well, after Matilda, you did a few appearances on TV shows like Moesha and Steve Harvey, In the House with LL Cool J. What show did you have the most fun on and why?
Oh, man. That's hard to pick because I feel like, they were all amazing and all, just I take learning experiences from each job that I do. So it's hard for me to say which one was the most fun. I think they're fun in different ways. I think Moesha was super exciting because there were also, not only myself, there were a whole bunch of other kids on set as well.
Right.
So that was always fun because it's always fun, to kind of be around your peers. And these are also, individuals that we had pretty much grown up in the industry together. So we knew, each other. So that was always nice. Steve Harvey was fun because Steve is one of those individuals who tested my improv skills, which was really nice. Yeah. So he tested that, which was, again, a very good lesson for me as far as my craft.
Yeah,
so,
deviating from the script.
Exactly. And then In the House was, that we had a blast because, there's so many people that I grew up watching that I was around. Everybody knew who LL Cool J was.
Right.
And then, of course, I'm sitting, across the table doing table reads from Alfonso Ribeiro, and I'm like, wait, this is Carlton from Fresh Prince, and Lark Voorhees was actually in these episodes, and I'm like, well, you're from Saved by the Bell. I grew up watching this show. Like all of these, people that I grew up watching, I'm blessed to be sitting at the table around. So that was fun because this is longevity, and that's industry wisdom that I'm able to get from them. So that's why I said they're kind of all fun in different ways, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Now you're all grown up now, and you actually took some time out from acting, and you got your bachelor's degree. What was your major, and what school did you attend?
Okay, actually my major was psychology, and I went to the University of Kentucky. Actually. Okay. Yeah, and so I have a major in psychology and I have a minor in theater.
Okay. What made you want to major in psychology?
You know what? Up until my senior year in high school, I didn't quite know what it was that I really wanted to major in, but I ended up taking some psychology classes, and right then and there, it was just the thought process of people, the behavioral patterns, and how pretty much everybody's behavior kind of fits into certain categories, and we really don't generally deviate from those categories. And then you get into abnormal psychology, which deals more with maybe mental disorders or eating disorders or things like that. And just so interesting to get into how that develops in the mind and the kind of thought processes behind that. So I basically fell in love with it, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is
okay.
Kind of
I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now you have many talents. You're a singer, you're a dancer, producer, writer. Do I need to continue with this? So, are you currently working on music right now?
I am. I actually am getting set to start my EP early next year. It's been a process, and it's been a long time coming, but I'm super excited. I'm finally at a place where I feel, where the timing is right, and everything has fallen into place for me to actually give it my all and be able to deliver the best. So I'm definitely excited about that. So that should be coming very soon, finally.
Cool. So that means so very soon too, to promote your EP.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh no, you hesitated for a second. Wait.
No, I got you. We make it happen. For sure,
okay.
For sure.
Cool. Now, I have a serious question to ask you. Now, is it right for me to say that you're as passionate about your music as your acting, or has music been a hobby over the years and now you're starting to take it serious?
No, actually, you're correct in saying that I'm equally as passionate about both.
I thought so.
I'm equally as passionate about both. It's just acting has kind of been something that kind of grabbed hold first, so to speak. But I'm definitely equally as passionate about both.
Okay. Now, if you could work on any type of music with any artist, who would it be?
Okay.
Dead or alive?
Okay, I was going to say, I kind of have two answers because we already discussed the whole Whitney Houston situation.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said dead or alive. She came to my head.
Yeah, see, exactly. Yes, ma'am. So if I had an opportunity, it would definitely be her. The current would definitely be Monica. Monica is like my best friend.
Oh my God, I love her.
Yes.
Yo, I love her. She needs to be my sister. She don't know it.
You know?
I feel it. She feels like family. Yeah.
Doesn't she though? You know, that's my best friend.
Well, if you meet her, tell her we all need to get together.
I got you, girl. I got you.
I appreciate it. Now, you've been writing and producing films for a while. Can you tell us the show that you're currently working on?
Absolutely. I'm actually working on my own show right now. That's kind of where my time and my energy has really been focused at right now. So I'm producing, and I'm a cast member of my show, and the show is called #Still Got It.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
So that's kind of where my focus is right now. So it's myself, and I have 4 other child stars, and so we're kind of talking about our transition from being child stars to now we're adults in the industry, and the highs and the lows and all of that comes with that. So definitely next year is on the way for sure.
Yeah, and next year you'll be back talking about that too.
Yes, I sure will.
Now, I was watching an interview from back in November, and 2 girls asked you about your dream role, and you said that you would love to play the role of Eartha Kitt, and I see it too. So just a spin-off from their question, besides the fact that I feel like you guys favor, why Eartha Kitt?
You know what? Just because I feel like her energy and just like just you know the diva that she is, and I'm totally not a diva, but and I just the poise and the grace, and also because I think that we have kind of a similar vocal sound.
Yes, you do. Like, I was going to say that too.
Yeah, exactly. So that was another reason. Exactly. So it would just kind of be like a perfect fit, and just to kind of delve into, you know, the elements of, you know, her life and her craft, and it would be super fun. And I just think that, you know, there would be some connections between the two of us that I would be able to, you know, play upon and just take it to, you know, another level. So that would be exciting.
I would love to see that. I really hope something like that comes about, for real.
Right?
Now, besides your show that you just discussed, can we expect to see you in some movies in 2018?
Most definitely. I have some things that I'm kind of considering at the moment. So, you know, I always say this. Even in my consideration, I pray about it. And if they are for me, they will always be mine. And if for some reason they are not, then I know that there's another door that I am supposed to walk into. So I'm definitely doing some considering. I have some things on the table. So, you know, we'll see. But definitely.
Amen. And God's always got you. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, you have a very busy life. Do you have any other projects outside of the entertainment industry that you're working on?
I do. I actually have a non-profit that I am in the process of developing. And then I'm also, I've always kind of been an individual who loves fashion, and not in like the like in the New York Fashion Week type sense, but in more of like the certain accessories type sense.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I love fedoras, I love different types and styles of earrings, and I love heels and sunglasses. So I'm working with someone actually to kind of develop my own line of these
Okay.
things. Yes.
That'll be dope. I'll definitely like blast it all over my Instagram once you get done with that. I got you.
Yes, of course. Yes.
All right. So we're about to get serious one more time. And, you know, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the industry and in America overall. So how do you feel about all the sexual misconduct that has happened in the entertainment industry? And do you feel like it's something that's been overlooked for a while?
I definitely do feel like it is something that has been overlooked. I definitely know that it is. It's not new news, unfortunately. And I definitely know that it has been something that has, been going on for a long time. I've actually had an instance myself where, had I not been smart, things could have been a lot worse. So, so it's one of those situations where, and I also know that it's not only specific to women, that men have actually also experienced it as well. And I definitely, and there's certain times when you put in a position, unfortunately, where you say, okay, well, is this something that I should do so that I can get the role of my dreams? Or is it something that I just walk away from and still have my dignity?
Right.
It's one of those type of situations. And then sometimes you're put in situations and you don't even ask for it. It's just something that is forced upon you, which is, even a harder pill to swallow. Right. So I definitely think it is an issue that most certainly needs to be addressed. And I love the fact that there has been, the Me Too campaign that has been spreading like wildfire across social media. I think that that's definitely a start, being able to bring awareness to it and being able for people to, really have, like I said, a heightened sense of awareness so that we can do something about it. So that way we're not sitting here and we're not continually having all these victims. And then I also think that, preparation and, precaution in certain situations like this starts at home on both sides of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
For male and female alike. For, females to be able to be themselves and dress however they feel that they need to dress and do whatever it is that they feel that they want to do within reason. I mean, that's half class, obviously.
Right.
But,
some people want to dress ratchet.
Right, and I'm like, okay, do you? But let's also teach our young men how to treat women, and that just because you may see somebody dressing in a certain way is not an open invitation.
Right.
So I think that it starts that as well. I think it starts with, knowledge and self-respect on both sides of the spectrum. So.
Right. Okay. Now, when you're not doing serious interviews and working, what do you do for fun?
Oh man, I mean, I'm a foodie, so I love to go eat pretty much whatever. I don't really have.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is Mexican food.
Oh my God, that's why we're about to be besties after this, for real. I love to eat Mexican food.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my God, yes. So that's definitely one of my favorite foods. And then of course I'm from Kentucky, so we have our real good down home Southern food, and I love that too. So that's definitely something I enjoy doing. I also just enjoy going to hang out, with my friends and just enjoying ourselves. And I love to read. Reading is definitely one of my favorite hobbies. Okay. So so those are kind of some of the things that I like to do when I'm not swamped.
All right. Now, before you go, can you tell our listeners where they can find you at on social media?
Absolutely. I have a Instagram, which is official Kiami, Kiami, and then Davael, Davael, and then I have a Facebook on the same name, and then my Twitter is Kiami Davael as well. And I am working on updating my website, so as soon as I have that information, of course, I will blast that all over the place. And then my Snapchat is Kiami Davael as well.
Okay, cool. So, we got to follow each other on social media.
For sure.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you on my show today. I truly appreciate it.
Well, no problem. It has been a pleasure for me as well, and I thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, man. You're welcome. It's your girl, DJ Reese, and I'm out.
Digital Dope Radio.